Hello, Domenic.
Hi, Bochi.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming. So today, it's an exciting time for both of us, and I'm sure our viewers will also enjoy our conversation. So I really appreciate that you took out this time and then you're willing to talk to me. So thank you. All right. So I'll ask another question. Okay. So it's related to your research again. So what is your finding regarding why many Northeast Indian leave their homeland? Why do they have to go out of Northeast India? And what was the reason?
Yeah, that's also many reasons, I think. Some people share the same reasons, some are kind of specific to. But one that is, I think, very common with people is the search for education, or so-called good education, which is slowly coming up more in Northeast India itself also. But in the past, or even still now, other colleges in schools, boarding schools, colleges, universities in mainland India are considered in a way better, or their education more better for income later or for people's careers. So parents kind of look for ways to sending their children to these schools, or adults search for ways of getting enrollment in these schools. So that is very a common factor, I think. Some also move to Thailand for that. But most of whom I talked to first moved to mainland India and then later on to Thailand. Then there's this necessity of getting exposure, and so kind of to break out of Northeast India in a way by moving to mainland India and becoming exposed in bigger idea of India, so to speak. That's also not maybe specific to Northeast Indians. I guess also here in Germany, we would say we need to get some international exposure by maybe going to France or to Britain or so, and not only being in Germany. The idea of getting exposure is also something that I heard often. Another one is to work for money, because people didn't find employment before their studies or after their studies in Northeast India. So they either moved to mainland India to work there or stayed in mainland India after their studies. Some also made very bad experiences in workplaces in mainland India, which then drove them elsewhere out of the country. And another one that has to do with the history of Northeast India is ongoing conflicts in the region. Some of them are settled, some are still going on or glowing in the background. But these conflicts and wars also tore apart many communities or some neighborhoods, some existing systems of relations. So either people I talked to themselves or the parents felt it's not safe for their children to stay back, or they were also driven away as a family from the place where they lived before. So that also made them leave home village or hometown.
So true, like what you have mentioned, like even for me, I think during my interview to you, I already mentioned I moved out from my village at a very young age, right? Like one of the reasons for education, like because there's I'm a village boy. I'm from the village, but I have to move away, go and live separately in the boarding school just for the sake of education, because there is no proper school in my village or just nearby to my village. I wish I have had that. And then there's also like for my high school and for my graduation, there is no good school around where I'm from. So one of the things, and then of course many people also move around because of a poor job opportunity for working. Like we Northeast Indian, we also try to take care of our parents and of our siblings. Normally we are huge families, and then mostly our parents are farmers, so job opportunity is another factor that we have to move away. And also I think I need to add this: in the last 10 to 15 years, we notice people have started to travel a lot more, I think. And I see those two factors, like which with my observation. One is the rise of the internet, so you get to see more about the world, and so then you do research, right? And in that way, like we are getting to know more about other places, and the idea of traveling and the idea of the possibility of getting out of Northeast India. And also, secondly, this is my observations. I think flights, like the mode of transportations, like in the last 10 to 15 years, I think the rise and the booming of this airline industries have been also a huge factor.
Yeah, and that also makes it much more feasible for many to move, because like earlier, if you moved to Delhi, you had to write a telegram or write letters to stay in touch, or phone calls would be very expensive. It would take days. Imagine you would live in Trivandrum and would have to travel back to Aizawl or so. I don't know, that probably is even 4 or 5 days. So it would be very hard to keep in touch with your family. But yeah, nowadays these are quicker and also more affordable.